A video for the attention of AOC. It is the 24th of March, and I am making this video to show you the issue that I'm having with the monitors that I'm receiving from you, and the first one that I bought, and it's a persistent flickering that's it's quite nauseating after a while and induces some headaches and some eye strain. Now, it's difficult to see much of it on here, but for example, if I launch a program, bearing in mind this is only with it's only with FreeSync turned on. If I turn FreeSync off, this problem's very difficult to see. But this is a FreeSync monitor, and it was totally the entire reason why I bought it. Now I'm using this game as an example. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one other example that I could give you. Now, can you see the colour bleeding on the bottom of the screen? Oh, here we go. It's starting to bleed out a bit, and then it just goes like that. So I'll proceed to switch the monitor off. Okay, this focus on this camera isn't very good. Excuse the mess. So I've switched the monitor off. I'll switch it back on again, and that'll take us back to the desktop. So as long as I'm not using FreeSync, well, bearing in mind I'm using FreeSync while I'm actually on the desktop, and it's working fine. Now, the flickering doesn't seem to be too bad at that point, but as you can see, just a couple of minutes ago, that I've presented to you one of the problems I'm having with these monitors. So are lots of other people in terms of on forums. Now, if you look at this, what you see is basically the screen's just totally scrambled. It's obviously, as you can see, it's indistinguishable. You can see some words and whatnot on the screen, but what you're supposed to see there is some kind of lake and rockery and trees and things. But instead, the screen seems to be sliced up. And yeah, basically, this is the third monitor, and all of them exhibit the same problems. But this particular monitor is significantly more washed out. And so, if I continue to turn the monitor off, and turn it back on again, you'll see that I'll go back to Windows, and there might be a chance that I begin to experience the flicker at this point, and it won't go away. No, the flicker is not there right now. So if I go back into the game, there's a chance that, yep, there you go, now it's on. But now I have. Once that problem occurs, the flickering begins and it starts to get worse. It's difficult to see on a really colourful background, so the monitor's decided to make me look a little bit silly at this point. It's not flickering, and I certainly don't mind reporting that it isn't flickering, because that's good news for me. But as you can see, before that issue that I was having where the screen sort of bleeds out, it doesn't look very healthy for the screen. Fortunately, there aren't any burning smells or anything, which is the usual kind of signal that I would look for in terms of whether or not I should be alarmed. So I'm going to pause the video right now, and I'm going to continue to see the flickering begins. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep the video on. So if I go to Windows, Alt-Tab. Bearing in mind, I should be able to Alt-Tab out of the game, no problem. As you can see, the screen's starting to artifact again. And this is what I'm getting on Windows. In the middle there should be Task Manager, etc. Right, yeah. See the flickering? No, I better turn it off. It doesn't look very healthy at all. So that's what it should have looked like, but it decided to go all weird. Now it's taking this. Oh no, it's not taking this button again. The problem is it's really difficult to see the flickering on on a phone camera to begin with, but I'll upload another video with the flickering present when it's occurring, in addition to this one, and it'll give you a chance to look at both issues and just see things from my perspective. I've tried the beta drivers for this monitor that are available on AOC's website. It's made no difference whatsoever. I've got the latest Crimson drivers. I've tried rolling back drivers. This is a fresh copy of Windows 10 running off a solid state drive. It literally has only been installed over the last 5 days. I bought it just then, so this is Windows 10 64-bit professional. All software is legitimate. The PC is relatively new, and the graphics card is an R9 290X. With GCN 1.1 architecture, which I know is supported with FreeSync technology, and it should be because it's quite a powerful card. But again, it's not really playing very nice. So hopefully this is enough for you to at least be able to see things from my perspective and see that, you know, I'm not just being a pedantic, atypical complainer. There's a little bit of flickering on the screen, but it's difficult to see really. It's very faint at the moment, actually. I've considered interference. I've moved my monitor as far away from my PC as practicably possible, but obviously you've got to bear in mind the length of the DV cable, because I'm not using HDMI. I'm using the one that came with the monitor, so that I can use 144 Hz. If I disable FreeSync, the problem goes away, but the flickering remains sometimes, and it's something that I would live with. Given the price of the monitor and, you know, what it gives you, I would live with that, but I can't live with the problems that you're seeing here, because it's like I say, it's inducing, you know, physical symptoms within myself that I can't really live with. So on this note, I'm going to have to go back to my friend and borrow his monitor till I decide what I can do with this, or how you might be able to help us. I hope this video has been of some assistance to you, and I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you.